Tony D and Little Joan with a screenwriter's rant on Discontinued. It's billed as a sci-fi dark comedy feature film about a girl who's basically depressed. Smash like and subscribe. Thank you for smash liking and subscribing. Check out my books. Links in the description. Comedy Horror in South Jersey. It's the Pineys, books 1 through 11. Available at Amazon.com. Don't forget, Kindle Unlimited is free. Now, the hologram doctor from Voyager is the psychiatrist here. And so this girl is going to therapy and she's complaining about her first world life. And she got laid off, and I don't know. She doesn't feel like her life is going the way it should, and she takes some drugs and ends up in some sort of simulated reality. I'm not so sure what that's supposed to represent, but there's lines in here that are about I don't know, being anti-capitalist. She reminds me a lot of Elliot Page when Elliot Page was Ellen Page, and it's kind of like that. It's kind of like Juno Unleashed. That's what I would call this movie. I mean, she's got good energy, but I don't think the script is there. It doesn't feel like it's there. I'm not exactly sure what they're trying to do with this. They're saying engaging and unique, but trying hard to engage, not really getting it. Towards the end of the movie, her psychiatrist or therapist has a bit of a breakdown and calls her basically a snowflake, and how her generation's, stupid. Which, I could kind of relate to, except I feel like his reaction's too big. Not very nuanced. And I guess it's meant to be funny, but it's not really coming off as funny. It's just coming off as cartoonish. Oh, yeah, the kids got it all figured out, don't they? Feels like an attempt at a Gen X movie for Generation Z. So starring Ashley Hutchinson, who's the main character, and a bunch of other actors I don't know. But Robert Picardo is the hologram doctor from Voyager. Written and directed by Trevor Peckham. And Ashley Hutchinson is also one of the producers as well as the director. And, okay. So it looks like it's trying to be a coming-of-age, funny movie. But I'm just not seeing it. There's just not enough here in the trailer. When you just sort of blithely talk about, well, the world's coming apart, and her landlord says something like, I don't mean to be capitalist or anything, but I really need that rent. I mean, that's kind of a good line, because it shows you the hypocrisy of that stupid statement and the character. But it's like, it seems a little too light in that. If you're gonna satirize modern life, do it. Like, go full bore into it. Put her in a position where she's really got to confront a bunch of morons, mostly hypocritical morons that are just bringing her down at every level of her life. Like, really wade into it if you're gonna do it. If this is meant to be a funny, dark sci-fi movie, don't give us a little taste of it. What are you waiting for? Hit us with it. Hit us hard. Don't make it light. If you're gonna go dark, a dark comedy, you can't pussyfoot around with it. You have to go full bore into it. I don't know what the sci-fi element is. I assume it's the drugs which are making her see this guy. So first act, she's depressed. Second act, she gets fired and is doing all sorts of things to try to get her life in order. So she tries different things, like she tries sprucing up for a party and hooking up with a dude maybe, or at least getting interested in a guy who's sort of interested in her. Doesn't work, so she listens to her doctor or someone and takes a bunch of drugs that lead her down this weird path But she's the sarcastic one, the hardened character, and as the protagonist, she's the one we see the hypocrisy through her eyes. We see the hypocrisy of the older generation of, other people. I'm not seeing enough of that, though. I'm seeing a little taste of it, but not enough. And in the end, I don't know. A dark one would be like Donnie Darko, The World Ends. I mean, she's convinced the world is ending. Or something like that happens. I don't think it's going there, which is probably better for it. I mean, if it's going to be a light, it feels more like a dramedy, if anything else. I hate dramedies. They're so wishy-washy. Do it. Step on the gas. Be dark. Be dark and funny. Be darkly comic. Don't worry about the audience that you may be triggering. They need this. They need it. The ending, it just ends, will be my guess. She sort of gets her life together and kind of finds herself a little bit in the moment, maybe towards the end with Robert Picardo, and, sets him off and then realizes, maybe it won't be so bad. Let's see. Oh, didn't want that. Didn't want that at all. What the heck is this? A link tree for Discontinued the film. Interesting. You can find it on Apple TV, Amazon Prime Video, Google Play, Xbox, and Vudu. All right, so this is a very low-budget affair. Best Feature, Coney Island Film Festival. 9 out of 10 at Film Threat. Name one of the 11 films you shouldn't miss when Bay Area's CineQuest Festival returns. SF Chronicle Datebook. Oh, here it is. Finally, the synopsis. A depressed millennial discovers the world she knows is just a simulated version of reality that is being shut down. Suddenly, she's the only one who wants to stick around. Oh. Okay. Well, why would you put that in the trailer? That does sound kind of interesting. Like, why wouldn't you have a line in the trailer like, you mean this is all just a simulation and it's being shut down? Yes. And then she's trying to tell people or trying to interact with the people. Okay, so the world is ending. Interesting. Well, I like the synopsis better than I like the trailer. See, again, I know a lot of you get on me in the comments. I don't watch the movie. I watch the trailer. And I usually watch the trailer cold. Like, I don't do any research because I want to see if the trailer will tell me all the things I need to know about the movie. I think this is a trailer failure. However, I am intrigued by that synopsis. I like that synopsis. I think you can go somewhere with that. And that makes the stuff I said about it not necessarily, maybe I'm being a little harsh then, because that's a cool concept, but they need that line. They need that line about the world is a simulation that's being shut down. They need that, I would say. Because that, to me, sells the whole movie. That, to me, sells it. That's an interesting concept, right? So she's wandering around. She's depressed. She's just a millennial, and everybody's ignoring her. And at some point, I don't know, they tell her or she finds out that the world is just a simulation. Now, the other question is she part of the simulation or is she real? And what happens when the simulation ends? I don't know. Anyhow, my phone's blowing up. I gotta go. That's it for me, Tony D and Little Joan. Check us out on Odysee, Bitchute, and Rumble. And check us out on Saturday, tomorrow, at the Atlantic Cape Community College for Super Saturday, 11 to 1. We'll see you in the next one.